Welcome back to another Habs Nation Show with the hockey coach, Coach Frenchy. Today we talk about the 12 million players with the Montreal Canadiens. We talk about Patrick Laine update. What is the cost? Then we're going to talk about redraft the NHL 2021. Finally, we're going to talk about some update for Lane Hutson and even Demidov. Before, we want to remind you, don't forget, if you want to send a question on our mailbag, you have to send to askcoachfrenchy at gmail.com, and we are going to reply to all your email. Could be live streaming or directly by email. But let's talking about the first subject of the day. The first subject of the day is about the 12 million players. They have 17 different players in NHL carry on at least $10 million a plus. One of them is Carey Price. Obviously, is not play anymore. Two of them are Barkov and Bobrovsky. Both of them win the Stanley Cup. Following by Matthews on the top, we have McKinnon, we have McDavid, and I can go all the way this way. But today I want to talk about if the Montreal Canadiens offer a contract to Leon Draisaitl, is going to become UFA, and they offer him at $12 million. What will be the impact on the salary cap overall for the Montreal Canadiens? Is it a great move or a bad move to sign a player like Leon Draisaitl or any other players over 10, 11, 12, $13 million start in 2025? Those players are usually ages. Talking about at 27 years old, at 28 years old, at 29 years old. Most of them looking for a long term. We talk about at least a minimum 7 years. If you sign someone at 27, it's going to be 34 at the end. At 28, 35, and then at 29, 36. But are you willing to spend the $12 million next year and thinking with that players, the Montreal Canadiens are going to become a team in NHL playoff right away and become a contender to become an NHL Stanley Cup winner at some point? Or do you prefer split that money at $12 million or $13 million to two players at $6-7 million? Talking example, David Rebacker, and I'm talking about Caden Coley. Or any UFA and the pool at 2025 or 2026 to add a couple of pieces of the puzzle for the Montreal Canadiens to become better. What do you think would be the best for the Montreal Canadiens? Put the money on the same players and to give a $13 million. One we know, Caulfield, Sakoski, and Zuski carry on approximately at $7.8 million. Is it going to change the template I can use if we put that money to a specific players at least at $12 to $13 million? My answer about that situation, guys, Montreal Canadiens are not ready to sign any players in 2025 or 2026 over $10 million. I would prefer to see the development, the improvement, and to know which player are going to be with the Montreal Canadiens at long term and when will be the time Montreal Canadiens are going to be in the playoff. And now you're looking to add a specific player. Until then, to know exactly what the Montreal Canadiens are going to look like in 2026, 2027, and 2028, I feel like Montreal Canadiens should wait to know exactly what the team will look like and then to add a player if the need are to sign a player over $10 million. That's what my answer on that first subject on the $12 million players. And my second subject on the day, guys, about the Patrick Laine. We heard on the social media what the Columbus Blue Jackets are looking for if they trade Patrick Laine. The cost is going to be a pick and a prospect. Montreal Canadiens have both. Montreal Canadiens have 7 different draft pick in 2025 NHL draft. Montreal Canadiens have a ton of prospect. The Columbus Blue Jackets with a player at $8.7 million per year AAV for the next 2 years are a little bit more limited, a first round pick, or to ask a big prospect in return. For me, if Montreal Canadiens offer a Philippe Mézard draft 26 overall pick and 2022 by the Montreal Canadiens, and they add a third round pick, and the Blue Jacket does not retain any money, I feel like this is going to be a good deal for both parties. A lot of fans does not want to get Patrick Laine, but I want to refer for what Ken Hughes said a couple of weeks ago. He mentioned Montreal Canadiens are willing to spend money on the UFA for a maximum 3 years. Why? Because in the next 3 years is going to have many contracts out in the lineup for the Montreal Canadiens. Starting next year, 6 of them, talking about Pesada, Evans, Savard, Devorek, Armia. And then in 2026, year after that, the end of the contract of Carey Price. And finally, year number 3, you're going to lose the 2 contracts of Anderson and Gallagher. If you get a Patrick Laine, finish his contract at the same time with Carey Price. I think to add a Laine on the top 6 forward, that would help the Montreal Canadiens. Yes, he's still on the assistant NHL program. And yes, we know his behavior. We know his red flag come with Patrick Laine. Montreal Canadiens have nothing to lose to add a Patrick Laine for 2 years and then to see what it looked like and maybe help the Montreal Canadiens to have a better year. For me, I will do a deal with the Columbus if it's Philippe Mézard and if it's a third round pick. If it's higher price, I will not touch Patrick Laine. And I'm willing to keep the $8.7 million for Patrick Laine for 2 years. Laine have a good year with the Montreal Canadiens. Example, 30 goals, 60 points. He's going to be on his final year contract in 2025. The Montreal Canadiens now have some leverage to trade Laine to a specific team to get something good in return. They can retain the money of the salary cap of Patrick Laine, 50%. That will give a better chance to trade him. And finally, they can keep him all the way to the trade deadline and trade him to get also another big asset in return. For me, no doubt in my mind, if the cost is a third round pick and if it's only Philippe Mézard, I make a trade for Patrick Laine. I take a chance, no worry about the $8.7 million, and that will help at short term the transition for the Montreal Canadiens. And I would love to see Kirby Dach, Alex Newhook, to have a player like Patrick Laine and to have a Patrick Laine on the power play. I feel this is going to helping the Montreal Canadiens at short term. My third subject of the day is the redraft 2021 NHL. Every year, some different websites like the Athletic redraft any years of the NHL draft. 2019, 2020, 2021, and Montreal Canadiens have 2 specific players of great. One of them is Joshua Roy. Roy jumped from 150 overall pick to all the way to 18 overall pick. This is a huge, big difference. The Athletics put Joshua Roy at the NHL Draft 2021 34. Still, if it was 34, now he has become number 18. Not only him, but also Logan Mailloux jumped from 31st to 21st. 10 better position for Logan Mailloux. Both of them are going to be, I believe, good piece of the puzzle for the Montreal Canadiens at long term. Who could start the season with the Montreal Canadiens? In my opinion, Mailloux is going to return for 1 more year with the Laval Rocket. Don't be surprised if he gets called up during the season. But again, to redraft, this is a great for the Montreal Canadiens to see 2 players like Joshua Roy and Logan Mailloux to have a better redraft ranking in NHL. This is coming again from the Athletic, the expert Scott Wheeler. Let's move on my next subject of the day. The next one is about Leon Hutson. This is going to be very quick, but we heard yesterday during an interview from the development coach of the Montreal Canadiens, Francis Bouillon, at the La Poche Bleue YouTube channel, said Leon Hutson is unicorn. Leon Hutson is unbelievable. He followed Leon Hutson many games last year with the Boston University and also in the last 2 years. He said he's always impressed by different move he never see before by any player in NCAA or any player in NHL. This is really impressive when you hear this for a coach like Francis Bouillon with the Montreal Canadiens. I know some of you are really caution about Leon Hutson. Many of you thinking he will not play in NHL. Many of you thinking he's not big enough to play in NHL. Many of you thinking he will not reach the expectation of what I'm thinking about Leon Hutson. I really believe Leon Hutson is going to be a great defenseman for the Montreal Canadiens, and I consider him the number one defenseman at long term. He's going to be a big part of the Montreal Canadiens on the offensive of the game. He's going to be the quarterback number one, what many teams are looking for to add. Montreal Canadiens never have a quarterback number one since the departure of Andrei Markov. And I feel like Leon Hutson is going to become excitement player with the Montreal Canadiens. You're going to see many times on the ESPN top 10 Leon Hutson by his move, how shifty he is. Don't worry about his weight. Don't worry about his small defenseman. Leon Hutson is smart. Leon Hutson is hockey sense is unbelievable. Leon Hutson is hockey IQ is great. If you put this all together, I'm telling you, Leon Hutson is going to be a really great defenseman for the Montreal Canadiens, and I can't wait to see him right away for the upcoming season. I predict Leon Hutson is going to be one of the best defensemen for the season 2024-2025. Finally, my last subject is about Evan Demidov. Demidov, for the first time, participated at the training camp with the team SKA, not on the ice, but on the off ice at the gym. You can see on those pictures, Demidov is ready to come back with the team SKA, and we'll see what it look like, how many days he's going to be ready now to jumping on the ice. We heard the last couple of days, Demidov is going to stay with the SKA. We heard from the coach, like he said, we have a plan with the Montreal Canadiens and our team for Demidov, and he feel like Demidov is going to start the season with the team SKA. I feel at some point, I don't trust anything in KHL. I don't trust the SKA. Look their background. Look what happening with many rookies with that team. And a Demidov at 7 minutes, 8 minutes, 9 minutes, 10 minutes, it's not good enough to develop. A Demidov on the VHL league, it's not good enough, in my opinion, for Evan to develop properly to become better. For me, a Demidov should be with the Montreal Canadiens right away at the beginning of the season, 2024-2025. Bring him earlier. Whatever is looking great, the coach from SKA, what he said. Whatever the Montreal Canadiens believe the plan is going to work. Whatever Demidov is excited for the upcoming year. In my opinion, a Demidov and Montreal will be better at Demidov with the team SKA. To have a player around the Montreal Canadiens with the staff like Nicolas, Pellerin, Bouillon, Ramage, Paul Biron, and many others, take care about the kids quicker, faster, will help the development of Demidov with the Montreal Canadiens at short term. This is what I believe for Evan Demidov. I still believe Demidov is going to start the season with the Montreal Canadiens. This is one of my bold predictions. I don't trust KHL. Sorry about this. I don't trust any one of them. And we'll definitely see the result of the training camp and the way the SKA is going to use before the beginning of the season. Still have a lot of time for the Montreal Canadiens to get Demidov before the start of the season 2024-2025. And that's conclude, my friend, all the subject we got on this episode of the Habs Nation on the great Friday, July 26th. I would love to hear from you. What do you think about the $12 million for the Montreal Canadiens? What do you think about Patrick Laine trade with the Montreal Canadiens? How do you feel about the redraft for Joshua Roy and Logan Mailloux? What do you believe of Leon Hutson as a defenseman and NHL with the Montreal Canadiens? And finally, do you think it's better for Demidov to be with the Montreal Canadiens faster at stay for one more year with the team SKA? And that's conclude all the subject we have for you today. Thanks for watching another Habs Nation show. Until the next time, my friend, click on the like, subscribe, and of course, don't forget every Sunday night and Wednesday night, we have a summer Montreal Canadiens live stream with fun co-hosts. I can't wait to see each one of you. Until then, remember, you have greatness inside of you, and we wish you an amazing, great, blessed day, everybody.